Hello, my name is Helen Orejobi, and I'm a licensed financial professional. I'm here today to talk to us about something very, very interesting. Now, this topic I want to talk to us about is about, those financial educations that we're talking about the choices that you have, about the things that you need to do to actualize your American dream. Now, before I proceed, I want to talk to us about what we think the American dream is. Like a lot of people think, oh, the American dream doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Different people have different opinion, right? Because of their experiences on the subject matter. Now, the concept of the American dream is a deeply ingrained belief in the American culture. Now, representing the ideas that anyone, regardless of your background or circumstances, can achieve success, prosperity, and upward social mobility through hard work, determination, and initiative. This is what most people, or what we know as the American dream, right? Why the American dream has been a driving force for many individuals and families, it's realistic for you to understand that it is a broad subject, right? It's widely spread depending on various factors such as socioeconomical status, such as access to opportunities that are available to you, the systemic inequality, and the economic conditions. These are the reasons why most people find it hard and why other people find it easy. Now, some of the American dream have been realized to some of people, right? To some of our friends, some of our families, some of our relatives, the American dream has been achieved, right? But to others, it is a nightmare. A lot of people have been faced with what we call the American nightmare. Why do I call it a nightmare? Because a lot of people came here like, I'm an immigrant, right? Coming in here, we came with tall dreams. Most people actually think that that we plug money on the tree. But you know what? Let me just hold on a second. I'll get back there. Let me finish my line of thought. Now, why do I say so that it becomes the way it is? Most people, yes, we know they've achieved this success. They've come to realization that their dream has been met. They may have achieved financial stability, career success, a better quality of life through their efforts and opportunities that are available to them. Right? It's not just you having opportunities that are available to you, it's also you taking action steps to tap into those opportunities. However, for some others, barriers such as systemic inequality, the economic hardship, discrimination, and lack of access to resources can make it challenging to achieve the American dream. These individuals may face obstacles that hinder the ability to achieve their goals and aspiration despite their hard work and determination. The reality of the American dream is complex and multifaceted, and it's attainably, you know, like looking like a tall, like a very high wall, like an impossible task for some, right? And it can vary from persons to persons. Why? Guess what? Some may actually, succeed and be prosperous, while others struggle on a daily to overcome the barriers and achieve their dreams. It is important to recognize and address the systemic issues that can impact access to opportunities and strive for a society where the American dream is attainable for all individuals, regardless of your background or circumstances, right? Regardless of whatever you're facing, regardless of whatever situation, you have to know that the American dream is available for you. It's available for me. It's available for our families. It's available for our children. Yes, the American dream is something that we can all achieve. Now, there's certain things that might hinder you from achieving your American dream, my American dream. What are these? We already know that. We already said that there's a systemic inequality, right? Guess what? Most people are not even opportune to hear information that will change their family lifestyle from good to great. Other people were still dependent on the old system. They're dependent on the old ways to make money. They tell you come to America, you clock in, you clock out. That's the way to go. But trust me, I'm here to bust your bubble. That's not the way to go. There are better ways to achieve stuff. A lot of people are going into different means of you know, having financial freedom. If you have a freedom, like instead of you going to clock in, making money even while you're sleeping, these are ways you can achieve your success story. You don't have to be a blue collar, white collar kind of person. You know, most people don't even need an education. A lot of people are coming up with information these days that even education is a fluke, but I don't want to give you that. Don't quote me, right? I just finished my master's program in information technology, and I know that I am grounded. I'm well grounded because my focus was in project management. So I encountered different kinds of stakeholders, different kind of personalities, the kind of people that we get to manage daily. Now, what I'm here to talk to us today is quite important, right? Now, talking about this American dream, the number one question I want to ask you now, right, is if anything were to happen to you today, I don't care what your job is, I don't care what your occupation is. If anything were to happen to you today, how many more days forward can your family, can you survive financially if you stop working today as a result of a medical condition, right? If you were to be involved in an auto accident or you were in coma, or whatever the situation is, how many more days are you going to survive? These are crucial questions I want you to start thinking about. This is something that I want to be engraved in your heart for you to start thinking, right? Now, let me tell you a quick story, right? A couple of years ago, right, when I came into America, right, I came in at the airport. I was super excited. I was happy. I was like, oh, this is a land of opportunity. Yes. Now, tell you what, I've been coming and going. I've been traveling around the world. I schooled in the UK. I'm traveling. But this time I knew deep down that something changed when I came in. And the story of the American dream just kept, bringing stories in my heart. A lot of people tell you, oh, if you come in here, you can easily do what? They'll tell you, guess what? If you come to America, that's you can easily pluck money from the tree. Now, I want to ask you a question. The question that I want to ask is something that I want a very, very, very honest answer, right? Now, that answer will determine how this conversation will go, right? So bear with me as I ask you this question. Remember, I told you that when I came into America, right? This is March 13, 2018, right? Right at the airport, right? Right at the airport, I took this picture and I said, my steps are ordered by the Lord. And I posted this on one of my Instagram pages, right? Boss in Hills Network. Now, guess what? The whole story, what we were sold, what you were sold, what a lot of us have been told is that, guess what? That we have a tree, like a money tree that you come into America, you pluck the monies and then you go rich, right? Especially for those of us that are immigrants. I'm from Africa, so a lot of people still think this idea, and I want to make sure that this registers, right? There is nothing like a tree of money where you get to pick money on the street. Therefore, don't deceive yourself. Now, a lot of other people actually see the American dream. If I ask you today, maybe you need to pause this video and answer this question. What is your American story? Right? What is your American story? So a lot of us today actually, guess what? Most people, the American story is them having a big old house with a white picket fence, with a family, living happy ever after. But is there anything like a happy ever after? These are questions I want to talk to you about, right? Now, most other people that I've spoken to, I'm a licensed financial professional as well as an IT professional in my field, right? But in my part-time, when I'm not working, when I'm out, from my regular IT career of the day, what I do, I like to talk to families. I like to help families within my community, right? Guess what? The questions that I always ask, and everybody tends to answer the same thing within my community. To tell you that what the American dream promises is it promises you a better life, it promises you a chance to get a better job, it promises you a better education, and guess what? It promises you that you can be whatever you want to be. There is no lie in all this. But a lot of people are met with the American nightmare because when you came in here, you were asked to do all manner of things. You were asked to do all kinds of stuff. Some people had to do jobs that were beneath them. Most people were doctors, lawyers, teachers. I used to be a relative, right? Prior to coming here, but I had to start from scratch. I had to do hair. I had to work from home. I had to pick myself up again. Why? If you want to ask yourself, why would people do that? It's because the system wasn't meant to make you profitable, right? The system, you have to clock in and clock out. Most of us meeting this nightmare that I mentioned, it's not by chance. It's just that, guess what? As an immigrant, you have to play by the rules. You have to play by the rules. Now, what does that mean? You have to play by the rules. The economy isn't favorable to you, but guess what? Your life can work out and turn out the way that you want. Your life can turn out exactly the way you want. Sorry, excuse me for that. Your life can turn out the way you want, right? Now, let me quickly share something with you. I was just telling you just now that coming into America, most people were met with the so-called nightmare, right? Some people were met with that nightmare, but others had a good, one for them. Others had a good time. Others didn't have to go through the stress that most people had to go through, right? Others had it going well for them. Why is that so? Have you ever thought about the reason why some people are suffering while others are not? Could it be that most people are more favorable, or could it be that some don't just know how to go about what they need to do, or is maybe you were just lucky or something? I don't know, but let's just see how we can bust that myth. A lot of people tell you, oh, if you go to America, you must make sure you have a degree. Some people will tell you must do this, you must do that, you must trust me. Nobody is wrong in whatever decisions you're trying to make. But the only thing that I'm saying, the only thing that I'm begging, the only thing that I'm pleading with everyone that is listening to me today, if you're listening to me on a different date, that is fine. This is a time that you have to hear this information. But guess what? All I'm saying is whatever decision you made, whatever situation you found yourself, there is a hope and there's a chance for you. That's why I'm on this call today to share the gospel according to my own side of the story, how I see things, right? Now, I said a lot of people were met with the American nightmare. I wasn't lying about that, right? What I was just simply saying is most of us will need to see that if you don't plan well, you fail to plan. A lot of people came into this country doing all manner of things that they were not supposed to do. But guess what? God has been faithful. Now, this was me with my American story. I like to share this. I do not like to, dilly-dally, whatever, right? My American story, like other people, I used to be a relative. I used to travel around the world, had fun with my family, blah, blah, blah. And I came here. The American dream became a lie. Why did this dream become a lie? Because I had to hit the ground running again from scratch. Now, the best thing to do as a mom with 3 children was to start working from home. Now, I went ahead and I started from my living room. I turned my living room into a workshop. I turned my living room into a salon. And from there, we set up a braiding business called Pearl Braids, right? And then we moved into a salon suite. That was me dancing and cleaning my stuff and getting excited with what I was doing. It was paying the bill. I was excited. But guess what? As a stylist, guess what? I'll have to work over close to 180 or 200 hours to be able to hit 4,500, right? And most times it's not even enough because this same money goes into the business. That's the business expense, right? But guess what? I thank God today. Remember, I told you that there's a way, right? that we do, the things that we do. What is that way if you want to know? The way that I mentioned is that a lot of people tell you go to school. Maybe when you go to school, things will be better, right? So people tell you if you pick up that education, things will be better. There's no lie in it, right? There's no lie in it. I tell you, there's no lie in it because I did the exact same thing. I went to school, I did the school thing. I went to school, I had fun going to school, coming up with a lot of debt. Now, guess what? I'm back here to tell you that yes, did it work? Yes, it did work. Guess what? I'm about to share my screen. If you see me talking slowly, I'm about to show you stuff just to show you that this dream is indeed amazing. This dream, is indeed amazing. Tell you what the American dream is. My American dream is financial freedom, to be able to tour the world, be wherever I want to be, still making money, do whatever I want to do, still making money. I work remotely. I do these presentations remotely. Now, I'll tell you what, that's one American dream. Number two American dream is to have quality time for my family, for my spouse, for my children, for my relative, for people that I really care about. This is what the American dream is all about. Now, guess what? And lastly, the American dream is to live intentionally on my own terms, right? On my own terms. Are you living intentionally? Would you categorically say you are living intentionally or you are working on somebody else's time? You have to wait for someone to pay your bills. You have to wait to clock in and clock out for someone to write your own check. Why don't you write your own check? Financial freedom, right, can be attainable, but to some people, right, it's 95% of Americans will end up being poor, right? But I can show you ways on how to fix this because I was able to do it by myself. I've seen a lot of people do it, right? And that's what I want to show you. Now, if you want to know the strategies and how you can fix this, if you're one of those people that are thinking about how can I stop this whole rat race, how can I stop the running around? How can I stop me myself from struggling? You want to hit the link in the description. Set up a 15 minutes to 30 minutes discovery call with me, and I'll show you what I have in plan. If you're looking for multiple streams of income, you want to hit the link in the description below or check the comment section. And I'll talk to you about ways in which you can make money even while sleeping. You want to be able to go on a cruise, you want to be able to take on holidays, you want to be able to do whatever you want to do and have the life of your dream, the dream life that you plan for. You don't want to be working and clocking out, and then your health is messed up. Sorry for using that word, but tell you what, this is the way that the 5%ers achieve financial freedom, right? Now, I'll ask you a question today, right? One other goal that I want to talk to us about is basically if anything were to happen to you today, I'm repeating that question. I don't know why that question is coming back again and again, right? If anything were to happen to you today, right? How are you supposed to survive? How will you survive? This is the question that I'm asking you today. This is the question that I'm asking us today. This is the question that I want us to categorically talk about. How are you going to survive? How are you going to survive hard times? How are you going to survive tribulations? How are you going to survive the setbacks of you losing your job, losing your business, not able to pay your bill? What are you going to do for work? Anything were to happen to you today, this is food for thought. How many more days forward can your family, can your spouse, can your neighbors, can your friends, can your church workers or your co-workers at work, how many more days can they survive? Are you thinking about this topic? It is a topic that is ingrained in my heart. It's a mission for me to say this. I'm sitting here today and I'm talking passionately because I'm asking you a question. How many more days can you survive financially if you were to stop working today as a result of a medical condition? I'm not even talking about any other thing. You were sick and you're unable to clock in and clock out of your job. How do you pay your bills? The guy right here, for illustration purposes, he said, I used to be your neighbor. Now he's homeless. Now this other person said, I lost my family. I lost my home. I lost everything. Please help. People are crying for help. People are crying for help. This is times that we need to look inward. There's a lot of financial burden, a lot of financial insecurities happening right now. We need to do the right thing. We need to put the right protection of family. How do you feel knowing that this could be you in on the streets? Any day, anytime, because nobody is guaranteed to survive. If you're not able to pay your bills, your landlord will throw you out, right? After a while, you're going to be evicted. If you're unable to pay your mortgage, after a certain amount of time, your home will be foreclosed on. Even your car notes will be, they're going to take your car, right? Now, tell you, it doesn't matter how many years you've been working. It doesn't matter how much you've invested, the lifestyle you've succeeded to build for yourself. If you don't have the right protection, this could be you on the street. So you see why I'm saying the American dream can become a plus or a minus for you, right? So if you know, you want to know the ways for you to avoid all this, hit the link in my bio. Let's get that done. Let's get this done. And let's get you set up on a right note. Let's get you set up on a right note. Have a blessed day. You have a wonderful day. For more information, hit the link in my bio and we'll get this done